Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, this morning I'm able to continue to make this video on the topic of religion and belief, because I keep doing this and because I think it's very important for me to preach myself on the matter of very important matter, that is the creation, our creation, and who is responsible for the creation. If you ask who, then there is only one that claim that he is responsible for this creation, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But then he said it's not free for us, meaning that there is purpose for the creation, and the purpose is that we have to serve the Creator. Failure to do so will be punishment. To serve the Creator is to believe in doing what He asks us to do, which is basically doing good in this world, not doing bad or destruction in this world. So people who like to do destruction are people who don't believe all this. So they feel they are free to do anything, even doing the destruction, which they enjoy doing destruction, like many lists of destruction, like severe is killing group of people that are weak, which they can kill, and they kill, they destroy. Just like this is not something that you're just saying, it's happened, like in China, where the CCP destroy the Muslim people in Xinjiang, demolishing 2,000 mosques. That is severe doing, isn't it? A group of people is in power, then they suppress another group of people which is not in power, and they destroy the culture and destroy their places of worship. And these people, CCP, Communist Party, does not stop there. They go on doing destruction, not only to the Muslim and to the other people, like the Buddhist in Tibet. What else? The small community of the Jew. So they don't allow this. They expect China to be one China, and they believe to the extreme of people in China should adopt their way and their belief, and come to destroy other belief, other religion. So this is kind of destruction they have done. and they are also encroaching other place which doesn't belong to them, which is international sea, they claim, and that cause problem to other people. So this kind of destruction, it happened not only in China, but it also happened in other world, like in Myanmar. It's the cleansing of the Rohingya people. In India, they also, the Hindu party there, suppressing the Muslim. They also had destroyed mosques, but not many. Not as many as what is done in Xinjiang. They destroy one mosque, and then what else they're doing? So there is that kind of destruction, like abuse of human right, abuse of power. What else? And in some country, the politicians start to steal money, enrich themselves, and lie to the people with promises, this and that. But when they come into power, they fail to put the promise, and they destroy other opposition by making slander, things like that. That is also kind of destruction. Corruption in the country, stealing properties, things like that, unfairly manner. This kind of destruction is happening and really making the people in the country suffer. So this kind of doing, the bad doing, that is one kind of bad doing. But in the revelation, the Quran, the belief and doing bad, and in order to gain a place in paradise, believe and doing good. So there's two opposite things, doing good and doing bad. So what is doing good is obeying and having fear of the Creator. So if the person is having fear of the Creator, fear of the punishment to come, which is very severe punishment, burn in hell, then he live in this world with more careful, and he become a good, kind, tolerance, patient, like this last, just like when during the Islamic Empire after the prophets, that kind of rule where everybody feel safe, and many other religions live happily, so being fair treated, and other religion or other people of different belief are not subjected to suppression, things like that. That is kind of doing good from the people who rule and who have fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So without this kind of fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then the person will rule according to his whims, and the whims will be influenced by Satan for him to do bad things in this world. So like this world is divided into the good and the bad, so it's up to us to choose which one to be good or to be bad. Then our choice will affect our life of the thereafter, either to receive reward in paradise or punishment in hell. Okay, brothers and sisters, that's enough of my preaching this morning. So preaching to myself 80%, and you who listen will get 20%, but that will be a benefit to you. I know I'll get benefit from this, and you who listen will hopefully will get the same benefit as I do. Okay, that's enough of preaching. So the next stage of my talk is talking on what is going on in this world of the countries. Normally we choose a country. Okay, let me choose a country. What else? I think I like to choose a country called Maldives. For you who don't know where is Maldives is island, if group of islands in Indian Ocean, and they form a country they are called Maldives. Why I'm interested to talk about Maldives is because the citizen of Maldives 100% are Muslims. That is very rare to see a country 100% Muslim. Very rare. So there's only 2 countries in this world. Surprisingly, there are islands, small islands in the Indian Ocean. There are also one country, also islands in Indian Ocean, where the population is 100% Muslim. But Maldives is also a tourist destination. The place is beautiful, I believe, yes, otherwise tourists would not come. And they really make the place to welcome the tourists with hotels built on water, like chalet they call it, small houses built on water. So when you hide a room, you also hide a small house built on water. So you stay there, linked to the bridges, and that's where you stay. And you look outside you'll see the ocean, the sea. To me, is a dream place. And if I have opportunity to go to Maldives, yes, I would go there and experience living in hotel, like a house on stilts, where the whole house is your room. It's not big, but it's built on the sea. Where you see below is the sea, clear water, and it's linked with bridge, wooden bridge. So to me, it's amazing, and no wonder tourists like to go there and visit the country. And what is interesting there are many fish. So people who like fishing will go to that country and do fishing. And I don't know what they do with the fish. I think they will bring it to the hotel, and there may be a kitchen in the hotel, and where you can cook what you have caught, the fish. So to me, it's a dream. Not only to stay there, but to eat the fish and go fishing and catch the fish and then cook the fish. That is more interesting than just stay on a high-risk hotel somewhere. So that is the country of 100% Muslims, but they also welcome the tourists who can be any religion, but the European like to go there. So it's for popular tourist destination. And how they become 100% citizen, they are Muslims. But not surprised, because Islam is the true religion with the book Koran. So Islam is also growing everywhere in Europe. More and more people become Muslim everywhere. So because it's the only religion is logical, is clear and acceptable to the mind of the people, that it is a true religion. I remember a non-Muslim English woman, when he read the Quran, he just read the first surah, Al-Fatiha, and when he come to read the third sentence, he said to his mind, this can only come from God. So just 3 sentences he read and understand the meaning of Surah Al-Fatiha. And he said, this, he believed, can only come from God. So this kind of thing, meaning that Islam is acceptable to one's mind and heart, and many scientists who have clever people doing research, things like that, top scientists of the world. When they read the Quran, they see the truth in the Quran, then they become Muslim. It happened many cases like that of the clever people. There's also one lady, a clever lady in Singapore, doing, I think he's like a scientist or engineer who produce a lot of paper and findings. She's a lecturer in university in Singapore, and so very clever lady. Then when she read the Quran, she also become the Muslims. So is her family as well. Her daughter become a Muslim as what he see in the Quran is the truth. So maybe what he see also the science part in the Quran, he look at it like a doctor also look at the science, the fact in the Quran, the stages of man giving birth, and he read that, he was surprised to find the truth in it. The stages explained in detail, even the shape of the human being in the early stage was described accurately in the Quran, and he kind of surrender himself. Yes, this can only come from God. So this thing happened. So I'm not surprised that in a country, an island in Maldives, where 100% of the citizens are Muslims, because Islam is able to produce evidence of the truth, the evidence from the Quran. And there are also at times story we hear what's happening in this world, some kind of miracle. Someone here, like what happened in Bosnia, where the European Muslim there, and there is reason for it, because in the past there was one pious Muslim who found them water. So for that they believe, the pious man being the Muslim, and the people they start to adopt the belief. So that kind of miracle that they hear in the past, thousands of years, like what happened to Moses when he found water for his people. So it happened as well during only 200 or 300 years ago, happening in Bosnia, and that's the reason there many Bosnian are Muslims, and they stick to their religion till to this day, that they are Muslims because their forefathers witnessed the miracle and they believe in it. So that's the story on Maldives. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, now let's read the Koran. Okay, we should be reading. Let's see the marking. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's see. We should be reading page 166 this morning. To get the barakah of this morning, let me read the first sentence in Arabic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. فَإِذَا جَاءَتْهُمُ الْحَسَنَةُ قَالُوا لَنَا هَذِهِ وَإِنْ تُصِبْهُمْ سَيِّئَةٌ يَطَّيَّرُوا بِمُوسَى وَمَن مَّعَهُ أَلَا إِنَّمَا طَائِرُهُمْ عند الله ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's see the meaning of these sentences of this page. Then when the goodness or the prosperity come to them, they say, this is because what we are doing, because of us, because of our effort. Then when they fall into difficulty, then they throw the difficulty because of Moses and his follower. Be known verily their luck or what is happening is in the hand of Allah. And most of them fail to know or don't know, and they say to Moses, show you evidence to us that you play magic, and will not believe you. Then we send them strong wind, grasshopper, mites, frog, and blood, the drink that turned into blood, as evident is clear. But then they keep their pride. They are the people who commit big sin. When they face the calamity, then they say, "Oh Moses, ask for us from your Lord." Appropriate with his promise to you that if you able to make this calamity high or disappear, then we will believe you. Then we will let the children of Israel go with you. But then after we make the calamity disappeared, from them in the time that is appropriate, then clearly they had broken the promise. Then we punish a portion of them. Then we drown them in the sea because they have deceived or falsified and being indifferent to our revelation. And we inherit to the people who've been suppressed the earth on the east, part of the earth of the east and part of the earth in the west. And we bless and fulfill is the revelation of Allah with goodness to the children of Israel because of their patience, and we destroy what the Pharaoh had done and the people and what they had built. So what they had built, all the building being destroyed, in the city of Ramses, or the tall building of Haman, on the order of Pharaoh. Okay, they were being punished and the building destroyed. So look like when the building is destroyed, can be the earthquake. Okay, brothers and sisters, right now read the Gospel of Barnabas. Okay, let me read from what is marked here. There's still another marking here. Okay, let me read of the last marking, which is chapter 159. Okay, this is about one page. Let's read about the whole chapter 159. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The disciple answered, O Master, exceeding great are thy words. Therefore have mercy upon us, for we understand them not. Said Jesus, think you perchance that God has created his messenger to be a rival, who should be fain to make himself equal with God? Assuredly not, but rather as his good slave, who should not will that which his Lord will not. You are not able to understand this, because you know not what a thing is sin. Wherefore hearken into my words. Verily, verily, I say unto you, sin cannot arise in man except as a contradiction of God, seeing that only is sin which God will not as much all that God will is most aligned from sin. According, if our high priest and priests with the Pharisees persecuted me because of the people of Israel has called me God, they would be doing a thing pleasing to God, and they would reward them, and God would reward them. But because they persecute me for a contrary reason, they will not have me say the truth, how they have contaminated the book of Moses and that of David, prophets and friends of God by the tradition. Therefore hate me and desire my death. Therefore God has them in abomination. Tell me, Moses slew men and Ahab slew men. Is this case of murder? Surely not, for Moses slew the men to destroy idolatry and to preserve the worship of the true God. But Ahab slew the men who destroyed the worship of true God and preserved idolatry. Wherefore Moses, the slaying of men, was converted into sacrifice, while to Ahab it is converted into sacrilege, inasmuch that one and the same work produce the two contrary effects. As God lives, and whose presence my soul stands, if Satan has spoken to the angel in order to see how they love God, he would not have rejected of God, but because he sought to turn them away from God, therefore he reprobate. Then answer he who writes, how then is to be understood that which is said in Messiah the prophet, concerning the lie which God ordained to be spoken by the mouth of the false prophet, as is written in the book of the King of Israel. Jesus answered, O Barnabas, recite briefly all that befell, that may see the truth clearly. Okay, that's complete my reading of the Gospel and the Quran. Thank you very much for listening.